What's going on, everybody? It has been so long, so very long since I've done one of these. I wanted to do one of these for so long, for so many months. People have asked me, Jamar, please come back, give us the horror story reactions, and we back. If you guys also haven't noticed, I've started like a whole new situation with like streaming on PS4 for like Friday the 13th and the Dead by Daylight Survivor game. So if you guys are familiar with those, be sure to check those out. But I did see that the Llama Arts did upload some new animated horror stories. So we're going to get back into those, you guys, and then I'm going to go back over to Mr. Nightmares for those that aren't animated so we can still at least listen to the stories. Hopefully, some of the new stories that he's done, I haven't already listened to, and he's just going back and animating those. But I want to thank y'all so much for supporting the channel and wanting to see this series back and supporting it. So let's go. This is the first one is going to be Scary True Pool Horror Stories, and I think there's two other ones after this one. So let's get started.
It was approaching the end of summer, and my friends and I wanted to do some cool, mischievous things before going back to school. So, we had the genius idea one night to sneak into a nearby community pool. It was actually only a couple blocks away. It's right smack in the middle of a residential area, so instead of sitting on a main road or something, it actually just sat around a bunch of houses on a quiet road. During a hot day, the little parking lot would be full and the spot would be bustling. But at 1 in the morning, the place was of course dead. There's obviously a big fence surrounding the whole front entrance, as well as a cage that gets closed up when the place closes, so our best way was to get in through the side. We snuck into the backyard of a neighboring house and hopped the fence over to the pool. It was as easy as that.
Mm-hmm.
The four of us took off our shirts and jumped into the pool, which in retrospect wasn't smart, since
All right. Well, see, I'm glad he knew that it wasn't smart. This can only lead to bad things because y'all don't know. You don't know what be going on at 1 o'clock in the morning in these community pools. Y'all think y'all the only ones that have this idea? There's probably people looking for children just like you to be this foolish to step out into this pool. Now, let's see what happened.
any of the neighbors could have heard the splashes and just called the police. But we were dumb high schoolers.
Yes, you were.
It was very, very dark within that whole enclosing. This pool had no lights, which is why it closed at sunset. James, Courtney, and Alyssa were on the other side of the pool, as I was just kind of doing my own thing at first, swimming around and getting my face wet. I saw Alyssa get out of the pool shortly after and run away. I swam over to see what was going on. She was just going to the water fountain, though. The three of us just bopped around in the water for a bit, and eventually we heard Alyssa jump back into the pool from the other side. It was too dark to see much more than her black hair covering her face.
Oh. Oh, Oh no, ma'am. This bitch looking like she's the creature from the Black Lagoon. Ain't nobody got time. Do you see the way she looking at? Y'all see that? You see the way she looking? Nah, she's possessed. Get rid of it. Throw the whole friend away.
But just then we heard Alyssa playfully call something to us as she was walking back to the pool. The three of
Beep.
us in the pool looked at each other. I know they were doing the same thing as me, counting heads. There were three of us on this side of the pool, and here came Alyssa walking over to our side. So who was that on the other side?
Oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, which I don't know about me is a phobia. I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it's called like hydrophobia or whatever, but it's like not necessarily a fear of water, but fear of things in the water while I'm in it because I feel like helpless in the water, and it's some crazy looking bi like this going up in my pool, and it's dark and there's no lights. Oh no, ma'am. I'm thinking this is the grudge. I'm thinking my life is over.
Alyssa got in, but the three of us were distracted.
Oh, Alyssa, you stupid. See, you had the right of way. You had the one up to escape. You was already on land to book it, and you should have been telling your friends to book it. Why did you get back into the water, sis? Now what? What's your plan?
Looking at the head bopping around the water across the pool.
Oh no.
James said across the pool, "Who is that?" Not even 2 seconds later, the head went underwater and disappeared from view.
Nope.
We took this time to whisper to each other, mostly things like, what should we do? What if that's security?
What should we do? I don't want to make a prejudgment. I don't want to judge and group people together, but to just to me, come now, y'all. If y'all saw some grudge-looking thing up in the water, would y'all stay in the pool, look amongst each other, and have a meeting? Like, what should we do? I mean, we know that this sea creature from the Black Lagoon could literally be swimming up under us and who knows what. But let's discuss. Like, no, get out of the pool. And I'm still mad at old girl for not getting out the pool, well, getting back in the pool when she had a head start to run.
And should we run?
No shit. Should we? Is that a question? You know what? I'm not gonna group, but all I know is there's a certain group of people who wouldn't have ran first and asked questions later. That's all I'm gonna say.
Suddenly, I felt something grab my leg with force and tried pulling me down into the water.
You deserved it.
I kicked, splashed, and yelled for help. James came over to pull me out of the pool, while the girls were already running for it, screaming.
See, y'all should have did that when y'all first saw the. Y'all wait. What should we do? And the girl got back into. Girl. All
It
right.
wasn't until I got to the stairs of the pool that the grip on my leg was released and I was free. We hopped the same fence we climbed over to get in and ran all the way back to Alyssa's house. I was convinced that whoever that was a security guard. That is, until they literally tried to pull me under the water. We don't know what to
Dumbass.
think. There are a few possibilities. Maybe it was just another kid messing with us, maybe it was a security guard who went way too far, or most likely, it was a dangerous person who had ill intent.
You think? Oh no! Ooh. See, I can't do this. I would not be able to. No, ma'am. So I'm gonna pause the video here, and we're gonna go to the next story, right? All right, you guys, we're back, and this is the bathroom stall slash airport stories. Neither one of these places I trust.
So this happened a few months ago. I'm 26. I was at JFK Airport in New York with 5 friends. All of us were about to fly down to Florida to spend the week in a beach house. We had a few more minutes to kill in the airport before we would board our flight, and I really had to go to the bathroom all of a sudden. I was baffled to see a line out the door for the bathroom. I noticed a janitor walking by, so I asked her if there was another bathroom nearby that wouldn't be so crowded. She laughed and told me she shouldn't really be telling people, but there was another bathroom past the door she was pointing at, down a narrow flight of stairs and to the left. I thanked her because she was extremely nice and followed the direction she gave me. Sure enough, behind that door that no one would think to
She looked a little shady. I'm sorry. Did you see how she was kind of squinting, like, I'm about to get this little kid. I don't trust her.
open was a small stairway that led down to a really poorly lit, skinny hallway.
Ain't nobody got
It was
time.
so narrow that if 2 people were to pass by each other, one person would have to stand against the wall to make room. I found the bathroom right away. The door was extremely heavy and hard to push. Also, the lights were on inside of the bathroom, and it was filthy in there.
Mm-mm.
It was evident that nobody ever really
Okay, nah. See, if it wasn't for the shady lady already, but then when you get to the bathroom, it's down this dark narrow hallway. Ain't nobody got time. I would have just like, look, I'm gonna hold it until I board the plane and use the bathroom on the plane. It's not about to be that serious to be going in this mildew and probably roach infested. Oh no, ma'am.
came in there to clean. Now, this is a little embarrassing to mention, but when I go to the bathroom in public places, I always try to make sure nobody else is around to possibly hear me going. So after checking the stall to see that it was unoccupied, I went back into the hallway for a second to take a look down both directions. To the left, there was somebody standing at the end of the hall, in a dark, unlit section of the hallway. It was a disturbing sight to say the least. All I could do was awkwardly pull my head back into the bathroom and try to pretend we didn't see each other.
Nope.
I went into the stall and just stood there biting my fingers for a minute, dreading the thought of that door opening. And of course, it did. I saw the man's black shoes under the stall door as he walked to the stall next to mine. He shut the door, and then there was silence. No sound of the man unzipping his fly or sitting down, nothing. I realized I didn't really have to go anymore, and went to unlock the stall door.
Okay.
That's when I looked up and saw the man's head peering over the stall, looking at me.
Oh, shit! Bruh, see, this is why you don't do this. Going down shady hallways and see, no, ma'am. Oh, girl, no, ma'am. Uh-uh.
I nearly had a heart attack as my
Bitch.
screams bounced off the walls of the tiny bathroom. I ran back up
Holy
those damn steps and out that door, and then casually walked back over to my friends. I was breathing heavily, but nobody seemed to notice. I didn't tell anyone just because it was embarrassing, and I didn't want my friends to make fun of me in any way.
I
I
would have
know, I
spilled
guess
all
that
the
seems
tea.
stupid now.
I
We
would be
went on
like,
to have our Florida vacation and all had
Consuela,
a good time.
you tried it,
Of
bitch.
course, the thought of that creepy man haunted me every night that week.
Mm-mm. Oh, nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. You got me fucked up. There's no way. I would have been like, y'all, there's some crazy person that tried to get me in the bathroom, girl. She tried to take my innocence. Oh, God. Screw being embarrassed. I would have spilled all the tea. And then I would have went after that cleaning lady and be like, bitch, you knew. You knew, and you set me up. I should twirl you right here, right now. I'm just saying. But let's pause. I think there's one more after this one, so I'll be right back. All right, you guys, this is the last one of the animated ones, or at least until he decides to put up a new one. Um, and then we'll go back to Mr. Nightmare. So thank y'all once again for supporting the channel and missing the series. I'm glad to bring it back. Let's go. Snapchat stories. This, this is why we don't use Snapchat. I can't remember the last time I even opened it.
This is a short but terrifying story of something that happened when I was Snapchatting a friend. I'm pretty young, I'm only 13, still in middle school. A girl I really liked had just recently started snapping me selfie pictures, and we started messaging each other for a few nights. One night when I was watching TV, she sent me a snap of herself laying in her bed without a caption. I sent a message saying what's up. She sent another identical picture, this time with a caption saying, not much, you? She set the timer to 10 seconds, so it gave me plenty of time to analyze the picture, including her bedroom in the background, and the dark outline of a person standing by her window. I quickly sent a response message, saying, is that your brother by the window? She sent another identical snap, this time captioned, what do you mean? In this picture, the figure at the window was closer, and I could see a hand pressed up against the glass. I closed the snap before the timer even ran out so I could tell her quicker. I said, there's somebody at your window, turn around. She opened my snap almost immediately, and then I didn't hear from her again on the app. I grew more and more worried as the minutes passed. I texted her a few times to no avail. I tried calling her a few times to no avail as well. I didn't know her house phone number, otherwise I would have called her parents. It wasn't until midnight when I was already laying in bed that she finally texted me back. She explained the whole situation. As soon as she looked at her window and saw the person standing there, she screamed, and that caused the person, who turned out to be a 20-something-year-old man, to open the window and jump into the room. From there, she ran to her parents' room and woke her dad, who went to her room to find nothing but an open window. It wasn't exactly a personal story of mine.
Okay, first of all, why was her window just able to just slide open like that on the bottom level floor of the house? of your daughter's room. Like, what? Your daddy, your parents, they failing at parenting right now. Cause how you gonna have your daughter, especially your daughter, on the bottom level of your house with a window that can be opened so easily just by lifting up from the outside? Oh no. Oh no, man. Well, I'm glad Snapchat wasn't necessarily the cause, because usually these Snapchat stories they be like, it'd be the cause of the reason why somebody getting messed up, or they people be sharing their location and doing all the other dumb stuff. So I'm glad that it was a means to help somebody this time. So hold on, let's go ahead and just finish it out.
But it freaks me out nonetheless, knowing that the only thing that saved my friend from whatever could have happened was the fact that I was able to see the window through her selfies, unbeknownst to the creeper at her window.
Ciao. Well, that's it for now, you guys. Thank you so much for liking and supporting the channel. Make sure you share this to all your friends, post it across all your social medias. I'd love to see the clips on Instagram. I'll tag it and follow some of you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.